Before we came on, you said you're having your best year, right? And I'm fortunate that I get to speak with advisors all day long, right? And I see the advisors that are doing really well, okay? And it's not any shocker, okay, that they all have systems and processes and models. It's so weird, right? Like, I mean, it's so strange that the people who actually are systematized and model based actually close deals, which is so weird. What do you see in the model and systeming side of your business on the people that you're around that are benefiting the most from those processes?
Well, I think what you said is creating a system, and it's starting with business planning and having an idea of what you need to do and creating that plan. That's not easy. I was going to mention we have one of our other sayings is, choose your hard. Is it hard to make phone calls and get rejected? Yeah, but is it hard not to know where your next deal is going to come from as well?
Right.
Tom Ferry says that a lot. Choose your hard. What would you rather? So it's really sitting down, and it's not a coincidence that, like you said, the agents have the systems and processes, but the agents that are showing up to the trainings, agents that are showing up to the role play sessions and the calling sessions and all of that, those are the things that are paying off for them. And it's being consistent. And that's where you got to focus on the activity. And, the agents that have done this, they have a contact goal for the week.
Right.
And they need to hit those contacts, and people have different ways of doing it. For some, it's open houses. Others, it's cold calling. Others, it's events. But it's having that and being consistent about it and creating a plan on how those contacts are going to happen. And the ones that are taking it serious and tracking it at the same time, you said systems, having the plan and having the goals, but actually tracking and measuring of what you're doing. That's the only way you're going to know if you need to adjust and maybe bump up your goal or bump up your activity based on how the conversion's going.
Yeah, I totally.
It's definitely a different market. And, I think, one of the biggest things I've seen in my career, 23 years doing mortgage, is that, you always have to be ready to pivot, right? Like, you can't just think that what worked for me 3 years ago is going to work for me today. What worked for me 2 weeks ago is going to work for me next year. Like, you got to be able to be flexible. And if you don't have a system, you can't look at your system and go, oh, shoot, that was working really, really well, but today it's broken. How do I fix today so that tomorrow I'm smooth sailing, right? Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people in our industry right now they're struggling with. They're like, man, I used to do this all the time and it was always working for me. Well, guess what? Like, if you got to be prepared to fail, and sometimes you got to pivot to fail. And when you fail, you got to get back up and try again. And I think there's a lot of people right now who are looking at that, falling down and being like, God, how many more times do I have to get up? Like, you know what I mean?
Kelly,
right now.
Used to be's don't make good honey.
Used to be's, yeah. That is true, man. That is a true saying right there.